question to Armin. Perhaps US and Israel will not return to high intensity fighting because they believe the next step is for the Iranian people in HRH is waiting for
His Royal
more
Highness.
weapons. Yeah, his Royal Highness is waiting for more weapons to reach people and for more cells of the Immortal Guard to form.
Yeah. Okay, so everything is possible, but all the signs right now suggest that we are headed towards military operations. That's what the sign, everything suggests that is happening. I'm not saying that's happening. I'm just saying the signs suggest that we are going to have that happening soon. In fact, I'm going to show you something from Israel, from the Ministry of Defense, that will also confirm that. We see President Trump constantly posting stuff that suggests that he's going back to war. We saw signals from Israel that they're ready to go back to war. We know that even though the blockade is working very well, the influence of the countries in the region, especially the Arab countries around the Persian Gulf, on the United States, is that they want this to be dealt with rather than just waiting for the blockade to work. When it comes to Princess of Pahlavi and the Iranian people, the situation is not at all in their favor for them to rise up right now. The streets are completely filled with pro-regime Iranians, and we have a lot of mercenaries inside Iran. Hashil Shabi from Iraq, Zainabian from Pakistan, and Fatimian from Afghanistan, willing to do a lot of damage to Iranian people. And we the only we don't want to we don't want to go through what happened in early January. We don't want to see that level of massacre happen again. So the Iranian people have already shown that they pay the price, that what they're able to do. And I think the Iranian people should only do an uprising like that again once we can be sure that they don't pay such a heavy price for it like that as they did. However, you are correct that there could be some asymmetrical guerrilla tactics done by the Garda Javidan or the Immortal Guards, not because we are going to need another uprising at some point for the final push to get rid of the Islamic Republic, but that has to happen after we eliminate the obstacle in the path of the Iranian people, so we don't see a massacre like we saw in early January. However, there is a potential for some Iranian people who are more capable to do like guerrilla warfare against the Islamic Republic on a more, not like an uprising, but in a more asymmetric way. However, we don't have the Iranian people don't have access to enough weapons for that to be effective. The Iranian people need to be armed. But there's right now, the way it looks like, we either going to go down two paths, if unless something changes, is that either President Trump is just going to continue with the blockade with no military operation and suffocate the Islamic Republic economically until it cannot pay its armed forces, or we're going to see, as the signals may suggest, that we might see military operations starting soon. There's another factor that causes military operations starting soon, is that the Islamic Republic hates the blockade so much right now, and it's causing so much division, and the ceasefire and the negotiation is causing so much infighting, that they actually prefer fighting over this current situation right now. So the Islamic Republic might start poking at everybody to the point where we go back to war. And we saw, for example, Ghani just recently went to Iraq, and the guess is that he's talking to Hashd al-Shabi in Iraq to start attacking Saudi Arabia and Kuwait to pressure everybody to go back to war. And we saw just recently Hashd al-Shabi attack Kuwait with a few drones, which might be under the influence of Ghani in Iraq. Let me actually show you what. Hold on, let me see if I have the video. Yep, I do. Okay, so Israel Cuts. Let me see the video. I could share this with you guys because he just recently posted a video. I think this might be in Hebrew, so I think most people will not understand. Yep, so this is in Hebrew, so I'll just.
Yeah.
No, I could. It's in the caption. Yeah. So Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz saying Israel is prepared to renew the war again against Iran. The IDF is prepared for both defense and offense, and the targets are marked. We are waiting for the green light from the US. This part is important. We are waiting for the green light from the US, First and foremost, to complete the elimination of the Khamenei dynasty. This is major news, by the way, because he's saying that we want to go kill Mojtaba, right? So we're going to go. This is a confirmation that Israel is waiting for the green light from the United States to go and finish the job with Mojtaba Khamenei. So, to complete the elimination of the Khamenei dynasty and to return Iran to the dark and stone ages by destroying Iran's major energy and power facilities, this time our strikes will be different and more deadly and will deliver further devastating blows to the most painful places, which will shake and collapse the regime's foundation. This is this is big news. This is, by the way, he's I really like the way he talks. Before when he became the Israeli defense minister, I thought he's going to be very mellow based on his looks and everything. And then every time he speaks, you're like, oh my god, okay, this guy has no chill. So I like him for that. But this shows that Israelis are very eager to go back to war. Like they think that they would have preferred that they continued fighting. So it's very interesting. So for United States, the blockade might have been the best strategy, right? Just continue the blockade until the Islamic Republic is suffocates. Because if you look at the US markets are doing really well. So they're not feeling it economically that much, other than at the gas station. But other than that, they're not feeling it that much. So they could have just gone through this. But the problem is that Israelis want to go to war, the Islamic Republic wants to go back to war, and the Arab countries around the Persian Gulf want to go back to war. So United States went, okay, I guess we could go back to war. If everybody wants to go back to war, we could go back. We're good at it, so might as well. So
I
we'll
can
see.
tell you from the Israeli side that a lot of Israelis are incredibly angry and want to go back to war. We want to finish it, both because
Yeah,
we're tired of all those rounds and fake ceasefire. Because technically, we have a ceasefire with Lebanon, but they've been firing at us every day still.
yeah.
We want to finish it. People want to finish it. People want to blow hard, and that's it. We it, when you look at social media and you look at IRGC member social media accounts and Israeli politician accounts, it's basically threat after threat. It's gonna be it we're gonna finish it. It's only a matter of time, and I will add even more that I think, as I said before, today we've seen a whole movement of Patriot batteries to the Gulf countries. I wouldn't be surprised if
Persian
there
Gulf countries.
is another of the Persian Gulf. I wouldn't be surprised if there is another plan for very specific strikes like we saw at the start of this war.